Okay, so I'll first start by defining what culture is. I mean, I'll use a layman's definition. So, culture basically is a way of
Mm,
life. It's what we are used to, is what we were born into, and how we have lived life so far. So, for every human, there
mm,
is that identity, and that's what your culture gives you, that unique identity that helps you define who you are and define what you represent. So, to answer the question, the culture living abroad and culture, well,
mm.
it's a very wild topic because you're originally from a place and you are staying in another place at the moment, which is a different country, of course, and that country definitely has its culture, which in some way would have to clash with your own culture because you're definitely going to be meeting
Mhm.
different forms of life and a different way of life, different people and the like. So culture in the diaspora is really, really interesting if you're open-minded, especially if you're someone who likes to explore and someone who wants to learn new things. But however, keeping your own culture alive
Yeah,
is where the work is because it's more like you trying to
yeah,
isolate yourself and still survive. Like in biology, when you have an antibody in a new environment, right? It's difficult for it to survive in most cases because everything around it tries to kill it. And that's what really happens
mm,
to us in reality. We try to subdue our
yeah,
culture just to blend in with the culture of wherever we are.
yeah,
Let's say, for instance, the America or Europe or
mm,
whatever country you find yourself, you want to subdue your culture
mm,
naturally so you can blend in. So it's a
yeah,
quest of which should stand. Do I want to be like them or do I want to remain being me?
mm,
Now that's where the real work
yes,
comes in.
yeah. Raymond, could you just give me a hint? Give me some examples of culture or traditions that you were used to back home in Nigeria as compared to new traditions that you've had to adapt when you came to Finland.
Okay, so I'll give you firstly, I'm sure a couple of our viewers
Yeah,
watch Nigerian movies a lot. So Nigeria is a country that that
I
upholds
do.
respect a lot, right? So in the morning you have to greet
Mhm.
everybody who is an elderly person to you, and the manner of greeting is for the Yoruba part of Nigeria, you have to prostrate,
Yeah.
you have to lie on the floor, greet the elders. But if it's someone who is just
Mm,
slightly older than you, you have to bow a little bit just to show that form of respect. Yeah. But here in
mm.
Finland, it